Hi, Danny. Yes. Meow. You got a little eye infection there, Dan. It's not good. Anyway, folks, Jennifer McCreath here. Friday night, September 27th, 2013. Just thought I'd give you an inside look of what it's like to double your home as a campaign office through a 5-week election project. Let's just take a look at this. We've got election signs over there. We've got more over here piled up. Probably about 15 to 20 sitting there. Got a cat sitting there with all my medication there. They are all sealed tight, so he can't get at them though. There's a business suit there, needs to be washed. We have more election signs out here in the kitchen, about 7 or 8 there. Then we have a whack load of election signs piled up against the storeroom, which is, oh my, already in here. You can't even see that, it's too dark. Full of election signs. We've got a bathroom that hasn't been cleaned for about a month. Got some junk in there. We've got a cat litter box that's actually clean and ready to be serviceable. There's a piece of poop outside there. There we go. There we go. Oh my. We've got laundry over here that hasn't even been folded. We've got a kitchen that's a bit of a mess too. I mean, meow. Meow wow. Here you go, Dan. What do you think? Meow. I'm just going to turn on my big light here and continue chatting. Oh, still got a sign back up here. I mean, I think I did fairly well. I held down a full-time job, shift work, managed to get up enough sleep in between shifts as well as have a few extra hours every day to do this campaigning thing. I came in at the very last minute, announced my candidacy, the final day of eligibility. I did this almost all by myself. I had a little bit of help from a couple of friends, but I went out and bought all the supplies. I bought a sledgehammer, for crying out loud. I bought a drill. I ordered all these signs and lumber. Spent 9 hours putting these signs together. Rented a car and drove them all over the city and sledgehammer them into the ground. I spent 4 weeks checking to make sure the signs were still there. They hadn't been stolen or knocked over. I delivered them to people who were kind enough to put them on their front private properties. I had 5,000 flyers printed up and tried to distribute them all to target neighborhoods. Would have loved to have had one for all 80,000 voters. Did a lot of delivery of those flyers at night, in sometimes the wee hours of the morning, so I didn't have a chance to, wasn't going to wake people up to introduce myself. I just dropped the flyers. During the day, when there was some time to do some campaigning, I did knock on doors. I didn't really knock on all that many. Had lovely chats with, hard to say, not a lot, 50 to 75 people, but they were good, long quality, genuine chats. People tend to find me very easy to get along with. I know from the internet world, people would be shocked at that. In person, I'm a lot different than what you see on the internet and Twitter and all that sort of stuff. I got 5,725 people willing to make me deputy mayor of the city of St. John's. That in itself is an incredible thing to have to say. Wow, that's a lot of people willing to hire you into that huge role. Even more impressive is the fact that they would pick me when there was a perhaps stronger option available. And my opponent, Mr. Ellsworth, who did in fact win the role. And money, there was none. I got 2 small donations. Someone gave me $200, someone gave me $50. $250 revenue. I haven't done all the math yet, but it's probably going to be around $4,000 in terms of expenses, which other than the $250, it's all coming out of my own pocket that's already empty and beyond. We're going into debt to run this campaign. Time. I mean, how many press releases did I write? How many blogs? How much outreach did I try to do on Twitter? How many questions were emailed to me? How many surveys? I spent 25 to 30 hours answering surveys. I'm exhausted. What could I have done if I had more time? Full-time effort instead of part-time? What if I campaigned for 6 months instead of 1? What if I went out and had a good quality program of sponsors? I guess what I'm getting at is it's very tough to do this as an independent. If you've got the backing of the corporate world or the backing of a political party, you'll have no trouble finding fundraisers. You'll have no trouble finding people. These bigger campaigns, Ron, Sheila, Dennis, even some of the big guns going for the wards, they had the backup there. They had $80,000 of money available for advertising. They had 50 to 100 people willing to help make literature and distribute literature, organize meet and greets, you name it. So for me to go from 0%, as you recall, I had nobody willing to nominate me. Fast forward, 17% of votes were in my favor, including, interestingly enough, I did better downtown than I did in the outskirts of town. Ward 2, special hello and thank you for the additional votes there, where my percentage was, I believe, 22 to 23, so quite a bit better voting results from Ward 2 than the other wards. Ironically enough, I did the majority of my campaigning in the ward which I live in, Ward 4, and that really didn't prove to pay off. So the big question, Jen, when's the next election? You gonna do this again? Wasn't really prepared to answer that question the other day. Thinking about it now, though, I mean, this was like a cup of coffee. It's a trial. It's a preseason game. It's a warm up. It's feel this thing out to see what it's like. Is this something you really think you can do seriously? I know that I'd be great at being a politician, being a representative of the people, whether it's here at St. John's or whether it's a provincial seat, whether it's in the federal government. I've learned, though, okay, what does a part-time effort get you? And I've looked around. I got to know all the other candidates. The ones that won are the ones that had the most money, had the most lawn signs, had the most flashy advertisements hanging from the ceilings or the roofs or on the bus, and there are also people who have been around a long time and have had a successful career in the private sector. Don't know if I can get a successful career in the private sector, but sometimes those that work hard and volunteer non-profit get there as well. And that's something I'm going to be looking at now is, what do people think of Jennifer McCreath? Am I more than just this sexual gender person, or am I someone you actually think that would be a great advocate, someone who worked with you? I mean, people reached out to me as a candidate for issues that I didn't even know were a problem. The Pepperell place is, I believe, the name. The East End there, the high industrial area, or the work being done nearby residential neighborhood, causing pollution and noise. I didn't know about the cell tower issue that was blown up and all over the media. I've learned so much about the Goulds and what goes on down there and what their concerns are. To have a town that's probably 25 kilometers south of city to be part of the city, that opens the doors for challenges. Then you got all these new subdivisions you got that are out southlands. You got Airport Heights, townhouse, nothing else. No office buildings, no grocery stores, no baseball diamonds, no pizza place. Kind of isolated. Very interesting. I mean, I don't know what to make of that, but the next election in the city is 4 years from now, and I think I'll say right now, I am not really thinking about running in that election again. It's too much to expect of one person to take this on as an independent. The media, they were very interested in covering the race to be for mayor, but they were not too keen on covering the deputy mayor or the wards. Social media, not nearly as many people were social media engaged as I thought. I was anticipating I wouldn't have to spend a lot of money and do the grunt work. I figured that I'd just be on the internet and people would take an interest, and well, they didn't. Okay, so I start knocking on doors. People don't have a clue who I am or who my opponent is or anything. You start from scratch. But you know, the next 2 years from now, we have a provincial election coming up. If I were to properly manage this, 2 years to campaign, align myself with a political party, I would have all the tools I need to take this seriously, more seriously. It would be a team effort. It would be a full-time effort. There would be big money, big budgets, big fundraisers. My credibility climbed so high in just 4 weeks of hard work, to the point where I got 6,000 votes that I did not have 4 weeks ago. I think I am electable, very electable, as a potential future run at a political seat. I learned a lot about city politics. I'm not a city politics person, really. I didn't know much about any of the issues. I'm a provincial government policy analyst. That's what I've been doing. I've done it as a career. I've done it as a hobby. Realistically, the best place for me to be is in the provincial government. And that's why over the past 5 years I've applied to so many jobs there and done well in interviews and tend to fall short every time. Maybe as an MHA, maybe an elected official at the provincial levels, the ideal place to put my skills and abilities, give back to the community. The only problem is it's very tough to get elected provincially if you're not a member of a party, and I guess that's something I'm going to have to sit back and think about. I was a member of the NDP party a couple of years back, but I really wasn't too keen on some of the things going on there, so I resigned. Anxiously waiting to see what the Liberals do. They've got different leadership candidates out there with different visions, different ideas. Believe me, the Dunderdale government is still on my radar as well. There's a lot of my ideologies in terms of economic and finance are more to the right than to the left. I won't rule out anything right now. Will I run in the next provincial election? I don't know for sure. Would I like to? Do I think I could do it? Do I think it would be a great experience? Do I think I could win? Yes, 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 yes. Do I think I make a great MHA? Yes. But, yeah. I could make an announcement now. Say I will be on the ballot with or without a political party. But I'm not sure I really want to run as an independent. But let's just say it's on the radar. Folks, Jennifer McCreath is contemplating putting her name on the ballot again in 2015 in the provincial election. I'm a free agent. Not quite as exciting a free agent as Tom Osborne is, but it's out there. Let's talk. Political junkies, political party reps, Liberal leadership candidates. Let's talk. You want to convince me to join the Liberal Party? Convince me that you should be the leader? Give me a call. Not that hard to find. Email, tweet. Yeah, Jennifer McCreath, just sitting back having a chat. Enjoying a relaxing evening after a very physical day of moving 75 election signs into a car and then into a parking lot and then up here into the apartment. We're going to be dismantling all of these signs over the next few days. And hopefully getting a nice rest. 15 minutes. This video has been going on for a while. Appreciate the fact that you've watched it all, if you are in fact still watching. Jennifer McCreath 2015, big question mark, but the buzz is out there. And what do you think, folks? How was my campaign? You tell me. Is it impressive to think that I could get 6,000 votes in hardly any effort? Or should I take this as a sign that I gave it my best shot and it wasn't good enough? Also, fewer me or fewer one of the political parties? Would you want me? And where would you go? Just looking for some feedback. Very interesting stuff. Lots to think about in the months ahead, that's for sure. I'm Jennifer McCreath saying thank you for watching and have yourself a great day.